their tax dollars are funding the genocide of my family and of the people in Palestine. And everyone just continues with their daily life like nothing is happening. Then shame on humanity.
Fatima is from Gaza and stages daily protests in the US against the war back home.
This whole situation has been taking a huge emotional and mental toll on me.
The Israeli army has destroyed most of Gaza's hospitals since the war began on October 7th, and both her parents are hospital staff.
They don't want doctors to save lives, they want these lives to be killed.
Every day, crazy things happen. And it keeps, you can't imagine it's gonna get worse. Then you call the next day and it's worse.
أنا ما زلت بخير ولكن الوضع صعب جدا. أصلاً 240 سرير بس الآن عندنا فوق 700 مريض.
Even though my dad is alive, I'm worried that I lost him forever. So this was on October 21st. I got this picture at 1:55 a.m., which is when I wake up, 2 a.m. before my dad leaves. I never know if it's the last photo or not.
Fatima's father doesn't want his face to be shown in fear he could be targeted by Israel. Like other doctors in Gaza, Fatima's father tends to extreme injuries, working day and night on a scarce amount of food.
هاي وجبة العشاء اليوم لأطباء نداوم 24 ساعة. 3 تمرات، بسكوتة، وعصير صغير.
He's endured Israeli violence for decades.
Him being born in a refugee camp and growing up with Israelis beating him up on his way to school, invading the house, all of this made my dad dedicated to help his people medically.
Fatima's dad studied medicine in Ukraine, where he met his wife, a Ukrainian doctor, and started a family. When Fatima was 2, they moved to Gaza.
Gaza became more dangerous, but my dad still decided to go back to Gaza to serve his people, because that was his purpose of leaving in the first place, of his degree, of his study. My mom was very inspired by his dedication, by his goal, and she joined him in Gaza too, so both of them have been working side to side as doctors since then.
Like her father, Fatima grew up in refugee camps and witnessed Israeli invasions her whole life.
My kindergarten was connected to an orphanage. They invaded that with tanks, and I was 4 years old, but that's one of my first childhood memories.
Following in her dad's footsteps, Fatima received a scholarship to study abroad.
He did it. He went to Ukraine, totally new language, totally new culture, and that's what always motivated me and inspired me to finish my education journey here in the US.
But being miles away during this time of war is becoming unbearable.
I lost the father with the personality and specific characteristic that I knew. You can't stop to feel sadness. My dad, last time I spoke to him, he can't feel sadness or anger or happiness or anything. My dad is so dead emotionally. Israel has killed him.
She's seeing her life in Gaza collapse from her phone screen.
This is my street. So if you keep walking down this street, my house is there. This is my elementary school where I went to, and now the classrooms are just turned into houses. When I hear heavy bombing in my neighborhood, and I don't know if it's my house or not, I just run to my phone, text my mom like, "Mama, hi," and when I see that she replied with an emoji, that's it. That's her code for, yeah, I'm alive. Inshallah, طب.
Fatima says she has already lost cousins. She has family members who, like many other Palestinians, fled south in hopes Egypt will open its borders. But now, Israel has expanded its invasion to the south, trapping Palestinians even further.
يعني انتم ماشيين صاروا يضربوا على الناس؟
واحنا ماشيين صار كثير قصف واشتباكات وكل شيء سمعنا في الشارع، فيش كمان بمر بالمنطقة هذه.
أو بسموه ممر آمن.
كنا نمشي بس خطوتين ويطخوا عليه، يطخوا في الجو إنه انزلوا على الأرض، ننزل على الأرض. على الخلص وعلى طين.
You know what she told me just happened yesterday on the safe path? Safe path. They were walking back, and then every 20 minutes, they would make them stop whenever they would see mud and tell them, go down, sink in it, lay down. My cousin and her mom and her brothers, they're like playing with us like we were some toys, humiliating us in every way. What kind of psychopathic, criminal, monster, terrorist do you have to be to think, how can I keep torturing them? Like, I just found out this story. We used to be a very cheerful family. Like, we'd kind of throw a huge celebration out of nothing, and then we would just celebrate and be happy. Right now, all of our videos is just grief, crying, sadness.
Fatima is doing everything she can to help her family miles away in Gaza. Today, she's staging her own protest as she does every day.
For me, it's a moment of standing up for my brothers and sisters in Gaza and Palestine. It's also not dissociating myself from being there, since I'm mentally there and just physically here.
But this can be risky. Being half Ukrainian, Fatima has noticed different reactions from Americans toward her activism for Palestinians versus Ukrainians affected by war.
We've all seen the double standard that the world has been reacting to when it came to Ukraine, and now when it's coming to Gaza. And that's ultimately disgusting. The world doesn't really care for us, and it also turned out, it was proven that it's not about human lives, it's about the political game.
It's dangerous, but the people in Gaza are in danger too. We get a lot of haters. Yeah, it's fucked up. If they're choosing to close their eyes, I'm gonna shove it in their face on their way to work, on their way to their restaurant. To hopefully wake them up. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys for being out here. I just feel like even like small demonstrations and like moments of solidarity are so important. So
Thank you so much.
of course. And y'all, it's cold, so I wanted y'all to get some food, some carbs.
Thankfully, more supporters than haters. And I could see the difference throughout the weeks, this is a sign that our work is working.
Back home, Fatima's making a bracelet for a city council member who's advocating for Gaza's ceasefire.
When the genocide first started, there were days I'm just on the couch like a zombie. I wouldn't even get up or shower or anything, like looked. But what got me up from that is the work I'm doing. It's the butterfly effect. It's literally in psychology, butterfly effect. The smallest things could change. So every day when I hold my sign, when I make this bracelet, give it to someone, is their daily reminder.
Her main hope for the future is simple.
To have one family photo. I showed you guys a lot of photos, but it's never one when we were all together.